I want you all to visualize with me real quick. Let's say you are at school, at college, in your workplace, on the street, wherever it may be. You've read the Summa, you've read that section on the existence of God, you know the five arguments. And let's even say that you decide to be a very good student and pick up a manual for Catholic apologetics printed by Militant Thomist Press. And you read through all the arguments for the existence of God there, and you put forth all these wonderful arguments against your atheistic friend, and you're like, I'm going to absolutely own them. They will believe in God after this. So you put forth all these arguments, you put in all this work to get ready to know all these arguments, and then they give you a counter argument. You're like, well, dang, that's a really good point. I don't really know how to answer that. Too bad. Guess I can't continue to argue because I don't know the counter arguments against the existence of God. It's too bad. You've lost. You have to go home, head down. You've been beaten by a soy-eating atheist. You've been beaten by a secularist. Very sad. Big sad. You took a big L. Now, I'm sure few of you have been in that situation. But what do? How do you apply those arguments for the existence of God? How do you respond to counterarguments? How do you put them into an actual conversation without sounding like a complete autist? Those are some very good questions. But I have the solution right here. So, A Dialogue on the Existence of God. It's a very good book. Now, I changed the cover because I thought the cover kind of looked bad. But I was reading and I found this work by Richard Clark, Father Richard Clark. He's a Jesuit. We won't hold it against him, but he was a Jesuit back when Jesuits used to be pretty cool. So he wrote this work in order to apply the arguments for the existence of God in a dialogue format. Now, you may ask, well, okay, so what? Great. But the reason why this is so important is because this guy, he's a Catholic philosopher, and he's a Thomistic Catholic philosopher. So he was reading some of the best atheists of the 19th century. And by best, I mean most able. So he is responding to some of the best arguments and best counter arguments that are being written by the continental atheistic philosophers. Now, the new atheists you're dealing with, they are maybe like 0.5% as smart as these guys. So really, if you read through this a couple times, you got your manual of Catholic apologetics, you got your Summa and your Summa Contra Gentiles, you're memorizing those arguments for the existence of God. You read the dialogue on the existence of God, and you find out how to apply, how to respond to counter arguments, how also some rhetorical moves that you can bring forth. This is a very, very, very good work for that kind of building, because it's very important that you don't just memorize certain propositions and arguments, but you build the habit of an apologist. You build the habitus. You get used to speaking and arguing in a certain way, in a certain manner, and you get used to being able to respond to these counter arguments in an intelligent way, and you're not just stuck on your own trying to figure out these response arguments, watching the latest William Lane Craig video on YouTube. That's not the best place to go. But it's not too long. It's about 100 pages. It's a pretty quick, easy read, and because it's 100 pages, this is a work that you revisit time and time and time again, just to kind of get it in your mind, to kind of sink it down into your soul. If you want to engage in apologetics against an atheist, this is a very good work. This work has definitely helped me out a lot. So if you want to buy it, link is in the description below. I forgot to add the link for a manual of Catholic apologetics. I will quickly do that. So and I can respond to some I could respond to some questions in the chat real quick after I send this link. Okay. Oh yeah. Also, in my subscriber war with the other Paul, make sure you subscribe. Share this to every single person you've ever met in your entire life. Take your mom's phone and share it with that. Take your dad's phone. Take your girlfriend's phone. Actually, you're watching here. You don't have girlfriends. Uh, take your dog. Make your fish. I should make Aquinas the fish back there a YouTube account to subscribe to me, and make sure you unsubscribe from the other Paul. Okay, there you go. Manual for Catholic Apologetics right there. Very good. And it also has I forgot to add this. Did I add this? It has like the last, I think 50 to 75 pages is owning the Protestants. So there's another. So if you really want to have me beat the other Paul, make sure, yes, chapter 7 on the kingdom of God. It's a little more than that. It's about 60 pages. That's an amazing work in its own right. Um, that last chapter right there really gives you the skeleton of dialogues. You know what? I should write a dialogue. You know what? That'd be a really good book. It'd be a really good book to write. Rather than a dialogue against atheists, do a dialogue against Protestants. That's a good book. Maybe I should look. There probably is something like that out there. If any of you find something like that, I would love to edit that and reprint that. That'd be a good book. So yeah, this is a good one when it comes to just general apologetics. This is amazing when it comes to building that habitus of an apologist. And then I'll also just send the link to Dialogue on the Existence of God into the chat real quick. And Kindle $4.99, paperback $9.99. I like to keep prices pretty cheap. I'm gonna check in the. You apply that sounding like a complete autist is a bad thing. It's not a bad thing when you're with other theologians, but when you're with just normal people on the street, then that's not going to really help when it comes to apologetics. We need a book that responds to the most retarded objections from atheists. Yeah, a dialogue on the existence of God, retard guide. um, yeah, but I mean, with this principle of preparing yourself basically for the worst, preparing yourself to be able to battle 19th century continental philosophy against God. Once you're prepared to that level, like it's like preparing for t-ball by playing baseball. Okay. What are your thoughts on Phaser's Aquinas Beginner Guide? I've not read it, so I'm going to be honest there. I haven't read. I've read Phaser's Scholastic Metaphysics. Very good book. That's definitely a must read right there. I should get Phaser on. Can't be that hard. I've I've actually I've actually read that work and used it before. A dialogue between a popish priest and an English Protestant. I'll write a book say that's called Debunking a Dialogue Between a Popish Priest and an English Protestant by Christian B. Wagner. Okay, so if you have any more questions, send them in the chat. If not, I'll go in like 15 seconds. What in the world? My my Discord is going off right now. Who in the world is just sending me message after message? I don't know. Okay, so I don't see any more in the. Oh wait, Matthew has a question. Okay. Some what in the world? The other Paul is just sending Pope Francis, but Jewish right now. What in the world? Oh, it's the other Paul spamming. Publish Augustine's De Unitate Ecclesiae. Just send me the link to that and I'll get it published. Okay. Either that or it's just published in that like insanely expensive what is that, like New City something. Phaser rarely responds to requests like this, unfortunately. Well, I don't know. I am named the Militant Thomist, so okay. So send me that, Matthew. I'll get it published, and then I'll because De Unitate Ecclesiae definitely is an absolute tank against you Protestants, you dumb prots. Okay, so subscribe to me to beat the other Paul. Make sure you steal your mom's phone, your sister's phone, your brother's iPad, your neighbor. Make sure you hack into their YouTube accounts. Make sure you just oh yeah, and if anybody goes, I'm putting a hit piece on the other Paul, inshallah. So if you raid the other Paul's Discord like he is meaning to raid my Discord, then I will advance you to bishop status and MT advocate, which means you're able to go to the Patreon only channels in my Discord. So oh, Jesus heal my mental. Please subscribe to me and use all of them to thumbs down all of the other Paul's videos. Okay, thank you everybody, and do penance, for the kingdom of God is at hand.
Glory